I'm Julia Sondu, showing you where development is happening. Please come and join us. Expert. Hezbollah has built a vast tunnel network far more sophisticated than Hamas's. Tunnel system in South Lebanon runs hundreds of kms, up to the border and even into Israel. Launchers can fire precision-guided missiles from there, then disappear, says Tal Beeri. 2 weeks ago, the IDF spokesman revealed one of the biggest tunnels in the Gaza Strip, 4 kilometers long, wide enough for vehicles to drive through, and running from Jabalia, north of Gaza City, up until some 400 meters from the Erez border crossing into Israel. While the tunnel did not cross the border, it presumably could have enabled Hamasists on motorcycles and other vehicles to drive underground from the Jabalia area and exit close to the border before IDF surveillance soldiers or patrols could block them. The IDF did not specify whether this was the case when 3,000 Hamas-leds poured into Israel on October 7, ducting 240. The uncovering of this vast tunnel, of which there are several more in Gaza, has revived discussion of similar tunnels near, at and under the Lebanon border, especially amid the ongoing clashes there with the Iranian-backed Hezbollah army, the forced evacuation of tens of thousands of Israeli residents of the north, and the Israeli leadership's repeated insistence that Hezbollah must be forced back from the border and deterred. The Lebanon Tunnel project was begun and developed long before the one in Gaza. Existing intelligence indicates a vast tunnel network in southern Lebanon, deep and multi-pronged. At the Alma Research and Education Center, which focuses on the security challenges on Israel's northern border, researchers have spent many years investigating Lebanon's underworld. Tal Beeri, the director of Alma's research department, who served for decades in IDF intelligence units, has exposed that subterranean network in material based on considerable open-source intelligence. Several years ago, Beeri managed to track down on the internet a map of polygons, covering what he called the Land of the Tunnels in southern Lebanon. The map is marked by an unknown party, with polygons, circles, indicating 36 geographic regions, towns and villages, he wrote in 2021 paper. In our assessment, these polygons mark Hezbollah's staging centers as part of the defense plan against an Israeli invasion of Lebanon. Each local staging center, defense, possesses a network of local underground tunnels. Between all these centers, an infrastructure of regional tunnels was built, interconnected with them. Beeri assessed that the cumulative length of Hezbollah's tunnel network in South Lebanon amounts to hundreds of kilometers. In an interview, Beeri recalls that the research paper on Hezbollah's Land of the Tunnels was published immediately after 2021's Operation Guardian of the Walls, where the IDF had engaged in tackling Hamas's underground metro in Gaza, an operation that in retrospect did not achieve its goal of destroying the tunnels in the enclave. The paper also featured a map assessing the likely 45-kilometer route of one tunnel in South Lebanon. A lot of people were quizzical because we relied on open sources, says Beeri. But we compiled and collected information from a series of sources and videos about the work on the tunnels, including a 2007 video in which Ahmed Mufnieh, the Hezbollah number 2, was seen inside the tunnel. We attached an original map that we found online, on which somebody had marked the route, and we did reverse engineering. That's how we put together what seemed to be the route of the 45-kilometer tunnel. Adds Beeri. We found additional materials, including footage of pickup trucks inside a tunnel with various connecting branches. That particular video we decided not to publish initially, because we didn't have definitive proof that it was filmed in a tunnel in Lebanon. We thought it was possible that somebody was deliberately trying to mislead us. Nonetheless, in the wake of several checks that we did, including looking at the vegetation, the kinds of vehicles and the route, we think it's extremely likely that this is inside Lebanon. The Times of Israel, the Army's publicization in November of the Jabalia Erez tunnel highlighted the need to intensify your work. Tal Beeri, absolutely, because we see the work that Hamas has been doing. And if that's what's been going on with the digging and building of the tunnels in Gaza, well, in Lebanon, it's more sophisticated. We have identified several kinds of tunnels in Lebanon. First, what everybody calls attack tunnels, particularly large and long tunnels that lead from area to area. One can enter them in vehicles and even medium-sized trucks. Along with them, there are tactical tunnels, which the IDF exposed and destroyed in Operation Northern Shield in January 2019. They are intended for people only to move around in, and in extreme circumstances, maybe a motorcycle. Tactical tunnels are close to villages, and they enable Hamas to fight from underground, to fire from tunnel shafts and duck back in, to rearm from weapon stores inside, to rest and emerge again. In our assessment, it could be that there are also proximate tunnels. These are similar to the tunnels that the IDF thwarted in 2019 but don't cross the border. IDF uncovers and destroys Hamas tunnels under swanky Gaza beach resort. Elaborate subterranean complex, weapons cache found under Blue Beach Resort in Gaza City's entertainment district. Hamas launch anti-tank missiles at troops during battle. Israeli forces located and destroyed a Hamas tunnel network beneath a luxury beach resort hotel in the northern Gaza Strip, the IDF reported on Friday. According to the Army, 162nd Division's 14th Reserve Brigade and Yahalom Special Engineering Unit troops uncovered an elaborate subterranean complex under the Blue Beach Resort on Gaza City's Al-Rashid Street, known as its entertainment district. The compound reportedly comprised 7 tunnel shafts and living quarters used by Hamas. Additionally, Israeli forces found an extensive cache of weapons, including AK-47s and drones. During the fierce battle at the resort, dozens of Hamas launched anti-tank missiles at IDF forces. Numerous enemy combatants were reportedly eliminated in the fighting. In recent months, the 14th Brigade reservists have conducted operations in 3 northern Gaza locations, north of Jabalia, Beit Hanan and Gaza City. These efforts resulted in the dismantling of weapons stockpiles, missile launch sites and Hamas underground command centers. Earlier, the IDF reported that the 646th Brigade Combat Team and Yahalom Special Engineering Operations Forces completed an operation this week in the so-called Tower District in the central Gaza Strip, characterized by its high-rise buildings, which not only dominate the landscape but also function as a base for Hamas activities. According to the IDF, the district's buildings served as firing positions for anti-tank and light weapons against soldiers. Additionally, equipped rocket launchers prepared for use were discovered, along with booby-trapped buildings. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Thank you.